years later, and Jerry Goldsmith's musical score has changed and is epic.
Welcome to the horror show. You realize there is nowhere to run. Don't know, came to fight. Paranoia is getting alive.
Omen 3, The Final Conflict. This is my 668th review. Yep. Still totally means something. The plot. Was it an accident when that man burnt to a crisp on stage? Was it murder when two men were sealed in a well? Their cry is never to be heard again. Was it a coincidence that Harvey Dean's son was born just 10 minutes before any child's born on that specific date that is lined up for execution? Or are all of these just omens? Or better yet, is this actually the final conflict? Damien has come into his own in this. This was a well-made movie with its $5 million budget and Sam Neill starring in the lead role. And if there were ever a movie so big and bold to be blasphemous that it became schlocky, it'd be this one. The Omen and even the first sequel excelled at being one thing: creepy. This one seemed like it knew that the end of its time had come, so might as well go all out. Have Damien's disciples kill infants. Have a bunch of priests go after Damien at random. Have Damien own a statue of Jesus on a cross and shout blasphemous terms, sentence after sentence at it. It is still a solid movie, if not a bit too over the top. The acting is great. The atmosphere is chilling. I don't think this one had the same mood as the first two, though. A reason why Damien Omen 2 worked, even though it felt like a series of fodder, is that you ended up really liking Damien as a teenager. Until the latter half, that is. He was a real charmer. However, here Sam Neill does a good job, and does give off an uneasy vibe. He unfortunately may have too much control over everything. Neil's mannerisms are effectively creepy, and he really does excel in the role. He owns that shit. Don Gordon, who played Harvey Dean, actually died this year, which is sad. He was great in his role. Rest in peace. There is talk of Paul Buer, but he never actually came into the movie. It would have been cool to see an older Robert Foxworth again, maybe with some makeup on to make him look older. Buer, however, does come back in the fourth book, and from what I read so far, he is a bigger role. The gore, the effects. There is a bloody and shocking scene where a man blows his brains out, and a gross burnt corpse. Nothing too graphic, but it was satisfying when blood splatters on screen. The musical score, Ava Santana, which is Jerry Goldsmith's iconic soundtrack, is not featured in here, but his new musical score is brilliant. I feel it adds a great deal of maturity, which makes sense because Damien is now an adult. This was a decent movie, definitely not the best of the franchise. The ending was rushed, much like Part 2. It could have been less over the top. It does play on your imagination in quite a few scenes. Whenever gore happens in the book, it goes into more graphic detail. The musical score is lovely, and the characters' acting and dialogue were great. I think the book was much better, but I still found enjoyment to be had with this film. Overall, I give Omen 3, The Final Conflict, a 3 out of 5. Fitting, seeing how it is the third installment. So is this actually the final conflict? No, because they made a sequel 10 years later. 2 years if you count the book series. Lion Brian Gatto, host of Horror Show Entertainment. Make sure to like my Facebook page in the description below to leave comments and subscribe.